So hey, what's up guys, NPS3D here and welcome back a new tutorials. And in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to break your fraud just like this one. So let's see the result what I'm going to create today, recreate today. So this is the result. Alright, so I hope you like it. I posted on my previous video, and so Sherry, this is the Camtasia recorder, and in here we are in After Effects, and let's get started. So make a new comp and make sure you are using 32-bit or 16-bit. So press Alt and click here to change this one. So 32-bit is good, or just 16-bit. Alright, so create a new solid, call this element 3D. And one more thing, I don't know why my After Effects is crashing all the time, so maybe in this video I cannot show you the preview, but I will definitely show you the final render, so don't mind. Search element and apply element here. Alright, so good. Create a new text, right? So in this one I will type text just like break the title. You can see you can create any text, but in this one I'm just making one, make in the right position and just scale this, make it little bit big. And if you want to change the font, you can change it. Let's see. Alright, so this is pretty good one, and let's move on with this one. So hide this one, create a new element 3D, select element 3D layer and go to the custom layer, custom text and match, and choose the break. Alright, so switch to the preview and half is good. Go to inside the scene setup and just click extrude. So this is our title. Let's left this is here and move on next group, and this is in group 2. Alright, let's create our ground. So first, if you go to the starter pack with element 3D, here you can find a floor fracture, so choose this one. Alright, and normalize size you can and optimize mesh, hide the grid. Alright, and now this is the part where we will break the floor, and we need also more floor. So we don't use plane, we will use just like this cylinder circle. So turn down the segment to 4. So now you can see the 4 edges, and after just check no smoothing, so you can find a good model just like this one. And after that we will just rotate this orientation here to match this one. So 45 degrees is good. And now let's move the tube setting here, and you can decrease the height because we need height just like this. Almost just like this one, because and we'll just increase the radius. You can see the thing here. Fine. Now select the floor layer and press R and scale this one. Alright, and a little bit in this side. So now it's fully covered. You can see this is fully covered. And now we will also check the tube select the tube model, and you can also increase or decrease the inner radius to match this scene. And I will create one more copy of tube model. So let's duplicate this model. Let's duplicate, and in this one we'll just increase the radius just like this one. So now we have two copies of the plane model and one of the brake floor. So you can also create one more to just increase the floor height, length, all these things. So this is good if you will feel, or let's duplicate one more time, duplicate, and just increase the radius just like this one. So now I have a large floor, right? So now the time is texturing. So I will texture all this thing in the same texture because all this is floor, right? So let's this one call this ground break, and put this is out of the group 2, and this will be support. Alright, and make this one is a 4 in group 4, and put this is in group 3, group 2. Fine, all set. Now let's do texturing. Alright, so if you go inside the pro shaders and brick concrete, so here is a concrete like this one if you want, or if you make only white color, so let's use with white. Alright, so all these things is in white color, and if you want to play anything in text, so you can make changes and do all these things, but I will also fix this later if I want. So leave it here and hit OK, all these things here. So let's import, create a new camera and make this is 55 mm, and create a null object to control our camera and make sure this is 3D. So press F4 or just click toggle switch here. So click F4 and just parent camera to the null. And alright, so now Alman 3D group 1 is our text group, so create a null. So if you go to the group 1, group utilities, and create a group null, so I will create group null, and here I will just rename this text control. You can type control, right? So if I press P, so I can move this up, right. So let's hide this first one and go in group 2 and particle look multi object and hit enable. So now the fracture part is start here. So here is the option of displace XY, scatter XY. So in this case we are scattering in Y position, right? Alright, so don't worry about this below things. So let's zoom it here to make it simple. So let's put 0, and in 1 or just 1.5 second click Y scatter, and it will be 0, and the 2 second it will be just like this one. Alright, so if I will click preview, Control S, and I will save the ground break data. So press U and F9, and I cannot press F9 because if I will click F9. My recorder will be stop here, so F9, and just scale this here and select this one, and here will change to speed graph and shift and drag it here just like this one, and I will drag more, and after that I will drag it here just like this one. So the thing is, our break will be start very fast, after that it will be slow, just like slow motion, you can see. So let's check it preview if it will become good. Boom, boom. Alright, so good. So if you want to extend this, I mean here little bit more, or you can also add scatter just like this one. So let's see the preview. Boom. Alright, so all good, fine. And now the next thing is the, let's see, displacement. So it's here and it's just 0, so click here y displacement and almost here, and just displace things just like this, so it will be little bit unbalanced and random. Boom. Okay, so the now next part is rotation, random rotation. So just click here and click on the rotation randomize and just move here, and rotation is almost just like this one. So let's see the preview. Boom, you can see. So happening, it's looking good. Alright, so the next thing is I will just break and make all pieces going above, right, like our, so go our result. So go inside the particle replicator, and here is the position. So we'll animate the position like this one, right, Control Z. So click here X and Y, and here the position will be just like go here. So let's check the preview. Boom. And it's so fast, I think, right? So hit U and select all this keyframe and make them easy ease in F9, and go into the graph editor, make them, and just select one by one now and make them just like this one. So when we'll break the floor, you can see the thing is, and also for the rotation, just like this one. Let's see. Perfect looking for me. Or if you want to make it a little bit more longer, so we can just drag this all this keyframe a little bit here. Fine. So now the next part is here. You can see, if you, I will go in the custom view. So here you can see our ground, I mean our text will be fall here and it will break the floor, but here is nothing showing. So let me fix this one. So let's go to the scene setup, and the group 2 is our ground break. Alright, so let's duplicate this model and make this one is group 3, in group 3, right? So this is fill, but this is not looking good, just like our thing, just like our floor, because when our text will be fall here, the pieces will be going up and the floor will be also break. So let me show you what I did for the preview video. So go into the particle group 3 and particle look, multi object, and the deform option. Sorry, just click here and the scatter. So let's see where the animation starts. So you click here, scatter, and scatter X, Y, and Z. All these things will be going good. Boom, just like here. So make them little bit break. Alright, so all good. So let's see. Boom. So now you can see the ground is also breaked. Boom. So all good for me. So you can also tweak it, but this is the idea how I created preview video. So let's go little bit close like this, or just like this one, little bit close, right? Break. I think let me change this one to E3D. Good. Now select element 3D layer group 1 and just enable this one, element 3D. Alright, so particle look and size maybe 9 is good, matching. So let's change the color so we can see correct. So element 3D layer, and if we go the material and the diffuse color will change here. You can also do all these things later because I'm just making the thing. So good. Let's hide this title action shape. So now you can see it better. Right. So where the ground is breaked here, press U. You can see here. Fine. So text control P and shift R to reveal the position and rotation. So click all these things here because in this second our text will be here, right? And in here our text will be go up and with some rotation and all these things. Also like this one. So good, I'm happy. So let's the rotation and position, select all these things and easy is in, select the position and go into the graph and make this like this one to just smash the ground very fast. The animation I'm making these things because I want to show the animation will be very fast animation. So this time it will be go wrong side. So let's select this again and easy is in, and we'll just reverse this. Fine, because when the text will be fall it will be go very fast. So let's check the preview. Boom. Oh my god. It's looking so good. So you can also, this is, I think this is looking good for me, or you can change it according to your choice, but this is the idea. Alright, so all good. So now the next part is boom, make this is 4 seconds longer. Alright, so go inside the element 3D scene setup and let's start with texturing. So I'm not going to make a advanced texture, I'm just leave it here. Just apply a shader, call this metal, apply any metal shader just like this one, and then check the draft texture to see it correctly. Fine. or you can also duplicate the bevel copies just like this one and make this a little bit, expand edges and the size, and make this is a little bit more dull. Fine. So my part is, I mean to just change the color. So this one I am going to change this color, and also for the reflectivity, and just change the illumination to use diffuse color and increase to little bit boost the color. Fine. And just alright, so this is looking good. And in the ground here we can also use any texture to I will make this white, but I want to use a texture to look little bit good. So let's see which one is alright. So this is looking good for me, so I'm going to choose this one, and now I will change the color just like this one. So white, and reflectivity is already white, so this is good. And make this reflective to increase the reflection. So glossiness, turn down the glossiness a little bit so we can see now this is reflective material. And here we will just down 97 maybe to make it little bit diffuse reflection. Alright, so material is ready, so let's put this in all support material also. Alright, and also for this group 3. Alright, so only problem is this is a little bit big, so let me correct the UV. So select the tube model, this first one. This is a big one, I think, yeah. So let's go to the UV mapping and let's change to 3x3. Also for this one 3x3, maybe 2x2. Good. Select this one and stable to little bit, and this one is 2x2. Alright, so this is looking good for me, and all thing is good. So let's see the preview. Boom. The only part is, let's animate the camera. Let's leave the camera animation. So I'm going to delete all these keyframes. Now the thing is little bit not looking good, so I will just add something on scene. So also optimize mesh all things to just keep down the segment. So this is a support, and if you go into the started pack physics on Element 3D, so here you will find a board to get textures, right? So place this is here, rotate this, press R and just scale this one a little bit, make this big. Alright, so if you go into the poster folder, so this is front and that was back. So front, and make this is more wide because this is our reflecting material, I mean the source of light. This will be our source of light. So all good, you can see the high detail texture, this is looking good, so all is good. And now the next part is making the reflection. So select all these things and create a mirror reflection, and this will be a mirror reflection. Perfect. And if you go to the ground, this will be also a mirror reflection, and one more is also a mirror reflection. Fine. And this will be the spherical. Alright, we can change the color anytime. Alright, so looking good. Now I will just create a solid busy and just add a gradient ramp here, and this will be like to match the thing to look little bit more realistic. Alright, so this is good for me. And now the next part is creating a light. So I'm just making a light, and the light, it will be parallel light. Alright, so intensity 100% and cast shadow is enabled. So go inside the element 3D render setting and control S to save. And shadows, and enable shadow mapping and ray trace. Fine. So go into the custom view. You can see the shadow is looking good. So now we will just make this our light source, so our shadow will be from behind. You can also make it from front, and this will be also looking good, but I'm happy with back. So making wow, but this is too big, so make this is here. Custom view to top view. So change the light and make this is point light. Alright, so now you can see. So now the thing is looking real. So active camera. Alright, so make it this a little bit like Ctrl Z, and change the background color. Alright, so let's check the preview if I can. My system is not supporting me, but you can see the result. This is just because of my system. So ignore that and let's move on. The next part is element 3D render setting, and we can also change the environment mode. I think this is looking good, and here I will just remove the BZ and physical environment and just click on show in background. So this is looking good little bit, and we can also rotate the environment according to our choice. So this is looking good for me, and all good. But we can see the shadow is not so dense, so if you want to change the color, you can also change it to like red or anything if you want. So leave this is white. Fine. Element 3D. Click Element 3D and render setting. Null, press U and edit this position of camera. Let's element 3D layer and go inside the ambient occlusion and select enable and increase the intensity 12% or radius 4%, and you can also make this ray traced. So this is also looking good, but this is a little bit heavy, so I'm going to use the SSAO. So let's check the thing, and in here I will also add one more light to just make our text little bit bright. So point or just parallel, all this is good. So just uncheck the cast shadow and turn down the opacity 24%. So just see the custom view, just see our text, and select the element 3D layer and just I'm going to just dark our shadow. So output, and here is the shadow, so make this is 2 or light 1 and shadow darkness 200%. I don't know why it's not showing, maybe due to my graphics or my system, but you can change this like this one. Alright, so the final thing is color correction and motion blur. So when you apply a motion blur, so just check this and this one, so it will be make your text in motion, object in motion. Or you can also apply a CC fast blur, CC radial fast blur, this one, not CC force motion blur, this one, and set up this. So you can also use this one, it's little bit fast from or motion blur. So this is a tip. And go when you're going to render, so make sure you check enhanced multi-sampling, super sampling in 2, and if your text, your thing is, let me switch to full resolution and show you. Just hide the motion blur, so we can go a little bit fast. So output and just control S to save this one. So if you can see these things as is a little bit soft, so go to the sampling and aliasing, and here you can choose to 2. So this will smooth all things, right? So control S and make this is full, but I'm not going to do this time. Select all these things, pre-compose, and this will be our edit folder, right? And just now the next part is color corrections. Oh shit, set. This is what happening in my laptop. Let's create a new solid, and the height is 789. And let's change the blurring mode to stencil alpha. So this is the thing, and this will be the result. So I will show you after render. Alright, so thanks for watching the video, thanks for loving me. I am NPS3D, and keep watching. If you have any question, please put down in comment box, and if you have any tutorial request, please leave a comment. I will definitely make the tutorial. And thanks for loving me, thanks for supporting me. I am NPS3D, and keep watching.